Alrighty then, let me get this damn cord out of my way. Uh-oh. Here we go. There we go. If there was an echo, there isn't now. What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? People tell me all the time that my volume is low. I don't want to max it out because it'll just crackle. It'll crackle. So I'm just going to put it right fucking there. Right there. Alright. Let me just move a few things around here so I can see the chitter chatters. Where is my box? There's my box. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to bring this over here. And I'm going to do this because I want to see if people are coming in and out. And there's the chat. Oh, God bless America. I just need to get this damn cord out of my way. Here we go. Because that's going to tap into the guitar. And you can't play guitar without a guitar string. If that cord's on the guitar strings, and the strings can't vibrate, and the vibration won't go into the pickup. The pickup won't come out of the cord and go into the amp, and the amp won't make the sound won't come on the ear. And, yeah, so, I was in the mood to stream, but I do have a couple of topics, but for the most part, it can be open. And I was getting such a fucking rad tone from my amp that, I figured I'd keep playing and bug you guys. Alan, what's up, buddy? Say hi. Get well soon, Atari Creep. We are rooting for you. I really do appreciate that, my friend. I had a wonderful Skype conversation with somebody in California today. A buddy of mine that I met through all of this. And the individual put a lot of shit into perspective and actually... I saw a way out of the hole. I saw a way out of my skull hole, you know? It's not to say that it's not going to be there. It's been there with me my entire life. But there were some things said and some suggestions made that I actually have never heard before, in most cases. And as a result, I'm feeling pretty optimistic for once. I also got a job offer this morning of a place I've wanted to work for a long time. And I accepted. And told my boss right there on the spot, sorry, dude, unless you can match this. And he's like, no, that's where you belong. And that's the cool thing about people around here. They're not going to get butthurt and be like, what the fuck? You know, you work here. Nah, he knew this is a place I really wanted to dip my toes into. And it's not as much money. It has nothing to do with the money. But to not say what it is, I will be surrounded by creativity and people who like to create. And it's not food service. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. I had a sandwich shop. I managed Friendlies in my early years before getting into corrections. And I got no problem with it. It's just that's a lot of work to be standing on your feet, and I got a bad hip. Jerome, what's up, buddy? What's going on, my friend? So, that happened today. So, you know what? I took the opportunity. I said, you know what? I want to do a live chat. I think I've been pretty much doing these every Wednesday now. I don't know. Whenever I can. But that's pretty much going to stop now because my hours are going to be a lot different. Monday through Friday, the day is going to be eaten up. So, at least until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, these will probably slow down a little bit. But I got old Christine here. We could talk about her in a little bit. But yeah, so today was a good day. I found myself a nice heavy-duty leather jacket for cheap. Picked up a couple things. So I figured, instead of making like a pickup video from this past weekend, because I did get a couple of things over the weekend at the Amico events. Plus it will answer a few questions that people have been having. Plus, I just picked up something today, which is pretty cool. And I got an update on my time capsule. It's a story that started 6 years ago. Well, technically it started probably a lot longer than that ago, but, when the time capsule went into the ground. But it was a quest I had 6 years ago that kind of just went dead. And I can't imagine anyone who will be watching today would even remember what I'm talking about, because I think most of the people that were around then kind of filtered through. And that happens, every couple of months or so, people come and go. There's always a core of people, but then they, they filter through, and you meet new faces and all this stuff. It'd be nice if the old crew was still here as long as well as the new people, but I can't expect that. So, 6 years ago, I started this journey to try to find a time capsule that me and my buddy put in my yard, and I have an actual update after 6 friggin' years. Let's see. We got some activity. Alan says, is the standard physical cartridge of Yars Returns limited time are going to be sale to purchase a long while? The special $150 one is definitely very limited. It's only limited to 1,983. So whenever those sell it, they do. As far as the standard, I don't know. I can't see them not keeping it on the shelf. I really don't know, Alan. I apologize. That's probably a question that you would have to contact Atari for. I don't know. I just know they're starting with those 3 cartridges, and hopefully this spawns more stuff from them. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with this. Jerome says, I picked up Demon Attack, Kaboom, and Phoenix. All 3 games. All 3 games are fantastic, bro. Kaboom is one of my favorite all-time games on the Atari 2600. I can't tell you how many hours me and my buddy would stay up 3, 4, 5 in the morning just playing that and having a good time. Demon Attack just seems to be one of those games that falls in my lap. I kind of have to test out every version I can find. And so far, I haven't found one that beats the Atari 2600. Even the 8-bit computer one, which looks and sounds exactly the same, just slightly enhanced, which was a bit of a disappointment, but what are you going to do? But Demon Attack is one of my favorite games, too. I love Demon Attack. I have so many different copies of it for different systems. No Swear Gamer, what's up, brothers? He says, hi, Creep. I'm folding laundry and saw the chat. Glad things are looking up. New job in the area, or will you move? No, it's in the area. But I made a decision today. That I'm going to be working towards working for me. And we'll talk about that here after we get through the topics real quick. So Alan says, ever since I played Yars Returns on the Flashback Portable, I wanted a physical cartridge. Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. I need to go and order myself one now, right? Lucky Day, what's up, my friend? Thank you for being a member still, Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Because I think I know who you are. Pretty sure I know who you are. No one's told me anything, but I watched your video today, and I'm like, you know what? Something seems familiar about this. So, and if it is who I think it is, it's going to be pretty interesting. Because we don't get along, I don't think. All right, television fans claim that Intellivision Demon Attack is the best. And you know what? The Intellivision Demon Attack is awesome. It has all the stuffs that Demon Attack should have. I will say Atari is lacking in, the aesthetics and the boss ships and all that crap. But the Intellivision Demon Attack, as beautiful it is and as fun as it is, seems too crowded. It's too cramped. I can't fucking get unclaustrophobic playing that. It's a great game, I'll admit it. But I'm a little more leaning towards the Atari one, because it's not as claustrophobic, and 2, that's the one I grew up playing. And it will always be numero uno in my book, unless, of course, somehow, somebody can make the Intellivision port not so claustrophobic. Then I may lean over. The 8-bit is pretty cool. My TI-99 copy, yeah, I was a little disappointed with it. It's still playable. It's still fun. It still feels like Demon Attack, but it was a little disappointing. No Swear Gamer says, have you played the Intellivision Demon Attack? Yes. Yes, I have. I have a copy. Actually, I have two copies. I have two copies of that. Jerome says the television version definitely better looking anyway. Yeah. Lucky Day says, I'm not who you think I am. Whoever you think I am. So you're not Santa Claus? Fuck. I like the 2600 Demon Attack more just because I like the controls better. Yeah, that's another thing too. You get to use a joystick, you know? All right, so let's talk about the time capsule, because I am all kinds of excited about this. I am all kinds of excited if it bears any fruit. So, about 6 years ago, in the replay, I'll try to put the link down below, or you can just look up Atari Creep time capsule. 6 years ago, this past September is my anniversary of moving back to the Boston area, and I live in the town in which I grew up. I stocked my old house. I would absolutely love to buy it if they ever sold it back or whatever. But long story short, I'm stocking this house, and a memory pops up that me and my buddy Gerald buried a time capsule. And it's not in the yard, so it wouldn't be one of those things where I'd have to go digging and look everywhere for it. There was in the driveway, there was a small set of steps to get into the back door, which was the mud room, you know what I mean? For when it was rainy or snowy or whatever, you would take your shoes and boots off in that. It was basically a hallway, you know? But underneath that, it was just a little, probably 4x4, and however tall the steps were, space that we would hang out, just because we thought it was like a fort that we didn't have to build. Stupid kids. But we buried a time capsule in there. And if I recall correctly, there was at least one Star Wars figure, and I can't remember if it was an AT-AT driver or a Stormtrooper. I'm pretty sure it was an AT-AT driver because I had a ton of them. I don't know what it was with my family. They kept buying those. I had an AT-AT Walker. But I think they thought those were the Stormtroopers, and they just bought me a ton of them to have an army. It was bizarre. So it more than likely was probably one of them. I would like to hear who you think I am. Let me just say the name plus a couple of initials afterwards. I'll just leave it at that. You can think of whoever you think it is. Where was I at? Oh, yeah, so we buried it. The only other thing I can remember that was really in there were a couple of letters that we would write to ourselves. Now, I don't think any of that would have survived, because anything we would have put it in, I don't think would have survived. But if it's still there, the figure is more likely still there, and I would love to at least have one little toy from my childhood. I have nothing from my childhood. Toy-wise, I have a guitar, my dad's old guitar, and that's it. And it's the one I learned how to play on, coincidentally. So I sent a letter to the family that lives there. I found out it was the same family that bought it from us. I sent a letter just saying, hey, Chris called, blah, 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 blah. Thanks, Dan, I appreciate it. Zara, what's up, brother? A riff for all you cool cats that just came in. So I wrote him a letter. Said, hey, it's Chris Call, blah, 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 and all this stuff. You should remember me. And I explained the situation. I gave them the option of either finding it themselves or allowing me to come look for it myself, and I would do it on camera. Whatever's more convenient for them, I wasn't trying to be intrusive, which is why I never knocked on a door. My anxiety would never let me just randomly knock on someone's door, even though technically I still feel like it's my house, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I never heard back from them. 6 years later, there's a movie coming out called, and this is all relevant, I promise. The big red dog guy, Clifford. Clifford's got his own fucking movie coming out. And I went to one of my local Facebook groups, for the Melrose, old school community. We reminisce, about the stuff from way back and when. And I just want to know if this one 6th grade teacher, Mr. Sampson, was still alive. He was a rad dude. He was probably one of the best teachers I've ever had. He wasn't just to sit in your desk and listen and learn. We got up and did things. We had this really cool thing called the Eggonauts. It was a tradition where we had to devise some kind of a thing to protect an egg. And he would go up on the roof and throw them one by one. If your egg broke, you failed. If your egg survived the fall, 3 stories, you passed. But it was more about the fun and more about the education and learning and creating something that may, I failed. I thought I was going to go cheap, and I bought a foam football, and I cut it, and I put it in there, and then closed it with tape. Everyone's making all these elaborate things with parachutes and stuff. I'm like, here's a football, whee, and it broke. He loved Clifford. He would read Clifford to us once in a while. He knew it was below our age range, but he didn't care. He loved Clifford. So I said, hey, does anyone know Mr. Sampson's still alive? I've been thinking a lot about him because of all the ads for the Clifford movie. And it started this big, long discussion about how rad he was, and everyone's remember, yeah, me too, I thought about that as soon as I saw it. And one of the people who commented was a girl that lived across the street, the sister of the owners of my home. So I'm like, Bonnie, is your sister still there? Because I wrote him a letter, and I explained the whole thing. She's like, next time I see him, I'll bring it up. Don't you worry. If it's there, we'll find it for you. So after 6 years, hopefully soon, that was sour. Hopefully there'll be resolution to this one way or the other. So I'm pretty stoked. Let me see what's going on in here. Alan, message retracted. Lucky Day says, no swear gamer, not sure who he thinks I am. But I know Tony started a false claim that I was the Nintendo Zero guy. Okay. Yeah. Glad you're feeling better, Dan says. Thank you, my friend. Games are... if you were saying that I might be Smash JT... No! No, if I thought you were Smash, I would just come right out and say it. Alright, so Alan's talking about Evel Knievel used to be a mobile app on Android and all that. Yeah, we know this. Wow, I would have thought Nerf football would have worked. There was a young lady who wasn't a friend of mine. She was not a fan. We picked on each other. I had a crush on her for the longest time. But she leaded me on, and then I just became a jerk to her when she fucking was like, ha, 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 I gotcha. I honestly think she kind of pulled my egg out a little bit because she was a helper. Because my egg was kind of out of the football, even though I'd had the... I don't care. I just want to see him throw shit off the roof, you know what I mean? Having a Miko Day channel says Net Zero, Nintendo Zero, ha 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 ha, whatever it is. Net Zero. Who the fuck remembers Net Zero? I don't even know why I said that. Nerd football would have worked. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Zeno? You added some letters to your name, or am I just not smart enough to remember that you had an AG in front of it? Maybe I'm just not smart enough, so... I don't know. But, Alright, no swear gamer. Thanks for popping in, man. Hope your laundry's, well and where it belongs. And, safe travels on your errands. Thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. So the next topic... because I just got notification that one of my prescriptions are ready. Let me turn down the volume here a little so we don't have as much feedback here. Okay, so you did add the letters. Okay, good. Now, see, a riff like that I would never have played when I was a kid. I was all about thrash. You know, I was all about the... You know that? But, yeah, I don't know. Remember magic markers. Yes. I do remember magic markers, and we still use that phrase to this day. Magic markers still exist. Those big, thick ones everyone sniffs and everything. Topic number 2, things I have gotten over the past couple of days. And the only reason I'm really doing this is I didn't really want to do a pickup video. I haven't done one of those in so long. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, I recently got a couple of games from No Swear Gamer and this little arcade machine, which we will be talking about here pretty soon. Because I've tried twice. and none of them have ever worked. But people have asked me about this pouch and where it came from and what it is and all that stuff. To simplify it, is the pouch and the item within was given to me by Tommy at the Boston event. He gave a few of these out while we were there. I don't know if it was out for specific people or if it was just until quantities last. I know a couple of people at other events have gotten some. But I'm sure it's like a thank you for, being part of the deal. And of course, I was helping out with getting one of the locations and all that. So regardless, Tommy passed these out, and it's a pouch for your Amico controller or your, John Alvarado mustache. My cell phone fits in it, even though I got a big cell phone. You can use it for anything, but I'm going to save it for my Amico controller, hoping that someone locally has an Amico so I can bring my controller over and we can play my games. And I also got one of the discs, a two-piece deal. I had a choice of a dark one or this gray one, and this reminded me of Empire Gray, like the AT-ATs and the TIE Fighters and the Death Star, that around the same color as all the Star Wars-y gray stuff. So, so I chose this one. I got something really fun planned for this thing. I got a little fun video coming up. I'm going to go back to doing that, like the John Alvarado kit. I'm going to go back to doing silly things like that. I totally miss it. You guys ever see my Mother's Day one? Where I dig up a corpse so we can play video games? There was a channel out there called Girlfriend Versus or something like that. I don't know if it's still around, but it was a really cool dude and his girlfriend, and she had never played video games. So he was having her play the iconic games of R yesterday, like Metroid, and I think Mega Man 2 was one of them. And was it a Mother's Day or a Valentine's Day special? I can't remember. But I had a full-size corpse, not obviously a real person, but something I had made for a haunted attraction years ago. That didn't come back from Arizona, which is ironic because it started here in Massachusetts, went to Arizona with me, and then never made its way back. But I sculpted it out of foam, most of it, and it looked fucking legit. And I had it dressed up like Mama Bates. But everywhere I went, she went. Her name was Ethel, named after the song by Alice Cooper, Cold Ethel. It's about loving a corpse. She's cool in bed. Yeah, she ought to be because Ethel's dead. That kind of a thing. Everything's my way because she ain't got much to say. Fuck, well, why'd I even bring Ethel up? Oh, the idea was all these people had their girlfriends and everything at the time to play games with, so I pretended to dig her up and put her in a chair and kept smacking her head. Come on, you're making me look like an idiot. Play the fucking game. So I would encourage you looking that up. But, thanks, Jerome. I appreciate it. So I'm going to get back to making really fun videos like that again. I miss doing that shit. Actually, you know what? It does look good, doesn't it? I look, especially with this, I look like Civil War era, man. Civil War era. I'm your Huckleberry. Hey, what's up, Ted? How you doing, my man? Thanks, I appreciate it. This comes off of a box of Stromboli. There's a company called Screamin' Sicilian Pizza Company. I don't know if they're nationwide or whatever. It's a frozen food section thing. But I really like their Strombolis. And these are on the side of the box. You can punch them out. And that's where I got the idea to do the John Alvarado thing, because I was having a Stromboli. As a matter of fact, it was right there on the table waiting for me to eat it while I made that video. The video was so important to me, this fat bastard put his food aside to make the video. So yeah, that's where that came from. And I also got the little dial. And I have something really fun I want to do with this here in the very immediate future. So today I also picked up this thing. And this I want to show off. Holy shit. This was on the marketplace for $20. I've never seen a 15-inch T800 action figure, toy, doll, whatever you want to call it. I have to go get batteries for it. As a matter of fact, I got to go pick up my prescriptions at CVS. I have an example of the stupid little button batteries that were in the back of it. Thank God it didn't corrode from all the years of not being used. And yeah, the eyes, I assume, light up. I have one that's 8 or 9 inches that the eyes light up. It looks pretty much like this. Plus, I have all the little Kenner 5-inch ones from 1991. I collect those. I'm building an army of T800s. So, no Sarah Connor, just the skeletons, the endoskeletons. I actually pulled out, I have a model kit that my buddy sent me. That's a 12-inch T800. It was his childhood model kit. And he wants me to restore it, much like I did that Freddy Krueger one that he had also sent. Right over there, I pulled it out of the box of things to do. And that was before I even knew this existed. But I went up and met the lady. She was in Salem. And pleasant lady. She said she might have more Terminator stuff. So if anyone has any of the 1991 T800, I don't care if it's the gold or the silver or the black or the ones that glow in the dark. I'm trying to build a huge army of them. Right now I have like 9. And that one 5-inch figure. And then now I got this and, of course, the model kit. I have the T800 skull that we built here on this channel over the course of 3 years. And a whole bunch of other Terminator stuff. Maybe we will look at my Terminator collection here in the near future. I also have that 45 long slide with laser sighting that I need to finish building too. So, and I have 3D files for a plasma phase rifle in a 40 watt range. So we will be building that here in the maybe not so near future. So, Sarah Connor, I'll be back. That's neat. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. And AG Zeno. I'm just going to call you AG now. Says, oh, nice. All right, let me take this thing off. This sucks to have. It just has these little nut sacks, little ball bags. Stick up your nose. The last time you stuck balls in your nose? I'm not going to ask that. It's 2021. And whatever you do with your nose and someone else's balls is your own business. So, yeah, I also got a leather jacket today, but that was a whole different issue. But I do have to go pick up my prescription here in a little bit. So we'll chat for about 20 minutes. We'll leave it open for anybody who wants to ask questions or has something relevant in the, in a thing going on that they feel we should discuss. Or if there's something about the Amico weekend that I didn't answer for you, by all means, please. Ask away. Edited my membership. Not wanting to be a member of someone who thinks I'm somebody he does not like. Hey, you know what? Even if you're being serious, cool, I guess. I don't know. Oh, man. You got a good deal on that Terminator. I know. I don't know if I've ever seen another. I measured it. It's 15 inches. Like me. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. I don't even know what line it came from. But I can only imagine that finding one of these is probably not going to be a $20 venture, especially complete. And when I go get my medicine, I'll get a battery for it. Actually, it needs 3 to see if it... just call me... Yeah, I know, bud. I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard to see it. Zeno. So if I'm not reading the name, sometimes it doesn't come to my mind. My mind sucks, so... do you have a distortion pedal? I don't have any distortion pedals, but I don't necessarily have use for one. I would probably be more interested in an overdrive, something really, to put in front of this tube amp. This tube amp has a decent gain, but it's lacking a little bit of oomph. So I think something like a rat pedal or something like, close to that is something I'd be more interested in. My PV has gain up the ass, so I don't really have use for a distortion pedal, so to speak. I mean, the only distortion pedal I would actually want right now is to re-own my DoD Thrashmaster. Not because it's a good pedal or anything, but because I got it for Christmas one year because I really wanted it. Again, I was all about that thrash metal in the early days. So, of course, it said, Thrash Master, I gotta get this thing, Even though the amp I had was more than enough thrash, But it said thrash on it, so I had to buy it. Oh, shit, what the fuck happened to my pick? I had my pick sideways, that's why. No mercy for what we're doing. No thought to even what we've done. We don't need to feel your sorrow. No remorse for the helpless one. Love that shit. Yeah, so that's it. No hard feelings, bye, Creep. It's B-Y-E, sir. Oh, you already corrected it. God damn it. I can't be the grammar Nazi guy. It would be cool to have a full-size one, 5 foot tall. No. No. I think what you're referring to is 6'3". And I have files for that also. That would be a long-ass term project. And one guy has done it. Well, I'm sure more people have done it, but I've watched one guy, and it's not that jazz guy. He does everything differently. And he actually casts shit into aluminum, so it's like legit. But I have a file for a full-size T800 endoskeleton. And when we move out of this apartment, you bet your ass, I bought a tub specifically to put those parts into as I printed them up, which I probably should start doing, and just every now and again go up in the attic or wherever I put the tub, and put the parts in there, bag them up for like this is left arm, right arm, stuff like that. But I'll probably take the AG off. No, dude, no, don't. Come on. Just because I'm a knucklehead? Zeno. It's fine, man. It's fine. Do you have a distortion pedal? We already talked about that. I have this idea. Now let me know if you guys think this is pretty cool. Have you ever been to one of those places where you can, you go in and you pick a plaster item off the wall and then they hand you a bunch of paints and stuff like that, and your family can paint all kinds of stuffs? I want to do that for modeling kits and stuff like that. But have like events. Like on Mondays, it's Gundam. That type of thing. Bandai kits and stuff like that. And have the kits inside for people to buy. Or, kind of like like on Tuesday, it's open build. $25 gets you the whole day at the table. And you can bring your own kit if you really want. I have some supplies for you to borrow or rent while you're there. And, like maybe an airbrush section over here on the other side of the room. And, of course, it'll be a retail facility, too, or a retail operation selling stuff like that. Teach people how to kit bash and use greeblies and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever seen a place that does that for models and kits. And I have bins and bins of plastic that I could be like, on kit bash night. Make your own custom figure or ship or whatever. And, for like $1, you can grab 5 pieces out of this bin. $2, 10 pieces, or make a deal, If you give me $10, you have unlimited access to it. That kind of a thing. And show people how to do the painting and give them creative ideas and awards for like best of show, I'll let everyone else vote on it and stuff like that. But a basic place that's kind of like where we were this weekend, where people went and played Magic the Gathering, mixed with a model shop. I think that would be fucking rad. Yeah, I think that would be rad. So I think I'm going to start working towards maybe setting that up here. Maybe I'll make it like a 5-year plan, and hopefully do it before then. But start really getting things put together, and maybe work out some business relationships with companies that distribute model kits and stuff like that. Military night. Dudes love fucking building little tanks at HO scale. Stuff like that. But a place where people can go if they don't have the room or the space to go and build a kit. Or Dad, who used to build kits, can bring little Johnny and Susie to build a simple little kit, like a snap-together kit. Kind of like, I don't know if you can see it, but this Pac-Man guy I built, he was a Bandai kit. It was just a snap-together one, you know? Or just have like nights where, oh, $40, you get the kit, the paint, and you get the 4 hours or whatever to build it in as we all build it together kind of thing. Almost like when you go do a paint party, you know? The lady's like, all right, take your blue and make this line, and then let's smear it, and we'll do the next thing. But I think that would be wicked rad. I don't know what I would call it. I think I would just call it Greeblies. DIY kits or something like that. I will also have a bunch of 3D printed models for them to paint. You know, I mean, I painted this last night. This is something I printed up. It's like a tree Grim Reaper guy. I don't know. But I painted this last night, and I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep that one. This big fucker is probably going to go on Etsy, though. After I paint it. This one I'm going to go the full length. I'm going to make sure the lines are clean and all that stuff. And then I'm going to paint it just like that to give you an idea of the size difference here. You know? But, I don't know. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let me see. All right, I'll keep the AG. Yeah, it's up to you, man. It's your name. You know what I mean? Again, don't let my whatever. That's Entertainment in Worcester has events like that. Really? That's Entertainment in Worcester. I'm going to have to... Worcester. Welcome to Worcester. $1.25, please. Should I give you the quarters or stick them right up your ass? That's MENT in Worcester and Worcester. Cool. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll see what their model looks like, their business model. I was actually going to make an appointment to talk to the general manager or the owner of one of those plaster places and just ask them, you know, pick their brains, say, hey, look, I'm not trying to compete, but I'd be curious as to know how the business model works and, you know, what some of your overhead is and all that stuff, you know. Do the full thing. Come up with a full business plan. Try to get a loan or maybe even do I don't know, GoFundMe, but I suppose you can't do like a crowdfunding thing for something like that. I don't know, can you? I don't know. I've never actually started a business. I've owned my own sandwich shop, but I bought into it, you know. But I've never started a business, so I don't really know. I'm going to have to come up with a list of everything I think I'm going to need, what the options are going to be within the store, you know, the whatever the menu will be, you know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I can get some Vallejo stuff in there and be pretty cool. Get some Alclad and let's see what else we got here. Kit's Cat. Okay. I've built models before. It's fun. That's a good idea you have. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. I'd like to see you do a Kit Bash model on your channel. I used to do shit like that all the time, Zeno. All the time. We can do that if you really want me to. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I have a couple of, if you look for my playlist, I think I have one that's like, I don't know, under $5 builds or budget builds, and then my Amelia Macabre playlist. Those are a lot of my builds. So I have some in there that don't cost nothing, some things that are Dollar Tree eccentric, and other things that are just like legit, this is how I build this kind of a thing. So but if people want, I can do that. I can do that, no problem. Cool. I saw the file on Thingiverse. Was tempted to print it. Do it, man. It's a great file. It's very well done. It's a very well done file. And that said, okay, I'm glad you mentioned Thingiverse. When and if I ever do put something like this up there, I will always put the link to the file to give the consumer the option to just go get the file and do it themselves. I don't want them paying for the object. Any price that they would pay for something like this if I put it on Etsy would be more about my time and materials and whatever. The work. But it will always be disclosed. This is a model that I found on Thingiverse. You know, so people just don't have this. They don't think they can do it. So they would rather just buy it already done. And that's the market I'm going for. But should someone have access to a printer and have the skills or want to practice or learn, the files will always be available through whatever ad I put up there, whatever posting. I would never do anything shady like that. This is somebody else's work. And in most cases, I actually ask them and tell them exactly what I'm going to do. And they're always like, yeah, no, go ahead. I don't care. I put it up there for people to create. So very rarely will you come across that one dude who's like, no, I want 40%. Very rarely. The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. Sure. Alan, well, that was clever, kiddo. Hey, that's pretty good, Dan says. Cool, I saw that. Okay, we just addressed that. Well, similar file anyway. Dan, I'm pretty sure you saw this file. I came across it by accident. I don't even remember what I was looking up. And I just happened to see this, and I very rarely will instinctively just grab a file. More times than not, I'll heart it and maybe go back to it. I don't know. But it was just like a impulse. That's the word I'm looking for. Not instinct. Impulse. I downloaded it, printed this one up in 4 hours, and the other one took like 8. So, nice Grim Reaper. I want to see it painted. Well, here. It's going to look like that, but bigger. If I could find a way to get a flicker candle inside the lantern and have it look all right, I might do that. But yeah, there you go. There's the paint. The only thing you're not seeing is there are greens in there. There are greens, mostly on the bottom here where the root system kicks in. So that's that. Ted, do you think the Amico has the physical hardware to be able to pick up where the Wii left off? Obviously, it's a big goal and depends on a great programmer. But is it possible? You're asking me tech questions? I honestly don't have any way of answering, Ted. I apologize. I'm not trying to puss out of a question. I don't know. I don't know if it has the physical hardware. I don't know what's in it. And even if Tommy were to open it up and tell me what was in it, I'm looking at it and he's telling me. It's a motherboard. It's a logic board with a bunch of shit soldered to it. That's what I know. So I genuinely don't know specs and all that stuff, my friend. What I saw this weekend, it did more than fine for what it was doing. I don't know if those were considered Wii-style software. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I don't have an answer for you. I apologize. What printer do you have? I have the Ender 3, and I still have to master it. I have the Ender 3 Pro. Same thing, just it came with a magnetic build plate thing, and it was a kit, so I had to build it. I really don't know what the difference is. I think the firmware was a little bit more updated. But I have an Ender 3 Pro. Ender 3 Pro, and it was on sale. I got it for like $200. So, Dan, we can talk about the printer. A buddy of mine who has the same printer as you, which is the same one I have. I just have options on mine. Talk me through everything. I'm not the brightest guy when it comes to figuring things like this out. So, I can give you hints. I know my nozzle has to go at 220 in order for it to print well. I need a pretty hot extractor, and I use PLA. I don't use the PPG or whatever the heck that other one is. And my bed has to be at 60 degrees. And of course, as long as you're calibrating the table, you're leveling the table the right way, you should really have no problem. As long as everything is, level and you have your temperatures correct for... Now, every filament's different, though. I've noticed that, Right now I'm using Ice Bear. Is it Ice Bear? I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Ice Tech or Ice Bear or something like that. But Polaroid didn't like it as hot. It just fucking got runny. So, yeah, it's basically about the settings of the heat and making sure your board's level. And of course, you got enough glue down on or you have a build plate that doesn't need glue. It really comes down to all of that. So, no problem. Just curious. Ted says, yeah, dude, I hate it when I can't answer questions, but I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't imagine it wouldn't be able to. I mean, the technology for the original Wii is so old now. I could imagine even if it is whatever people are saying it is, that it would still be a little bit more powerful than the original Wii, but I don't know. Linda, hey, how are ya? Thanks for coming by. Bruce says, do you plan on doing the video games monthly challenge for next month? Yes. Yes, and I wanted to do 3 months at very least, because you can't really judge it on one. You know what I mean? I got lucky and got 6 games for the price of 3, but that's because Atari cartridges and television cartridges, for the most part, aren't super valuable, you know? So it took them 6 cartridges to get like 30 cents shy of what it cost me for the box. I won't count taxes and shipping because that's just, it's a necessary evil, and I don't put that into the cost factor. I know a lot of people will, but that's something that none of us can control. So whatever it costs to ship, because I think it was like $42 and change altogether for the 3-box tier. But I'm curious as what they would do for the next few months to make up that money. I would really like it if they found cartridges like Hero, or I really need a copy of I almost called it Blade Runner, Beam Rider. I'd really like to get a copy of Beam Rider. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yes, I do plan on doing it for at least until January. We'll see what this month comes up with. If this next month comes up with caca, then I might just cancel it. But we'll see. We'll see. The idea is to see if they can consistently help me out being pre-NES only. And also, I'm kind of hoping it would nudge them to maybe seek out some Coleco stuff, you know? Or maybe they are doing it and they're just trying to gather enough. Because obviously they can't find 5 cartridges and then put that down as an option, because who's going to get any, you know? So maybe they are bulking up on something like that. 8-bit computer, which is expensive. Lynx games, same thing. 7800 games? Those aren't too difficult, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they'll expand the pre-NES stuff, and it won't even be a challenge anymore. They'll be able to just match it all up, you know? I'm on the phone. My bad eye. Couldn't see the paint. Oh, there it is. Last time you're going to see it. Oh my God, who's calling me? Oh, it's one of the kids. You can walk home. I ain't giving you a ride. Let's see. Linda says, sent you a message on Twitter, but you can read it after the stream. Okay. Yeah, I saw it. Anyone who has sent me a message, if I haven't received it yet, I have been getting a plethora. You like that, Lucky Day? A plethora of messages. And I'm trying to go through them all. I don't necessarily want to discuss anything, you know what I mean? But I at least want to take my time, go through them, and thank everyone individually for reaching out at the very least, you know? I very overwhelmed in a good way by the support. I didn't expect it. I really didn't. I thought that video was going to be the end of my channel. And in a way, maybe I was kind of hoping for that, because at the time I was in a bad place. But in a good spirit, if you will. So, Linda, I will definitely read that and get back to you, hon. I'm sorry it's been taking so long, but I've been trying to keep it at a minimum. I don't want to stir shit up, you know. I'll read a couple, respond, and then let it go for a little while. So, Dan, cool. I need to work on tweaking some settings so I get really nice prints. You know what? Honestly, 50% of it are the files, too. I mentioned that this one printed up beautifully, whereas I've had other things that just look like ass. And all my settings were perfect. You know what I mean? So, don't break, my friend. I will move him. I will move him. And yeah, there's a whole... 3D printing is still kind of a learning technology, and you're constantly adjusting and learning. I've just gotten lucky. I've gotten lucky where maybe I have a thumb for it or something. I don't know. But I haven't really had to do too much. I've had to replace a few parts here and there. Of course, clean it and do tune-ups here and there. You know, I've replaced my nozzle a few times. I replaced the entire tubing system. I had to replace the fan inside the motherboard box. A couple other little things here and there, but it's a constant learning thing. So Linda says, no worries and claps. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Hey, the Amico catches on. They could introduce an online adapter like in the old days. I guess, sure. You know what? That is one thing I'm still disappointed with. I get why he doesn't want to do it, and I'm down for it, but I think it would be cool to be able to play like legit Astro Smash, you know, like with one of you folks wherever the fuck you live, you know, or any other older game, and of course the ones that are be coming out for it. Now, Tommy has said, you know, it's not out of the question in the future. He says, but for right now, we're not going to even focus on something like that. So, I get it. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
You all right?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
What you doing?
I'm streaming. You can come say hi.
Hi.
This is Anna Banana.
Stop
Oh,
trying to avoid me.
You're cold.
Yeah.
Are you a corpse?
No, I was hanging out with my friends.
Oh, so that's why you're cold?
Yeah.
Are they cold?
I don't know.
All right. Let me finish up the stream. I got to go get some medicine and stuff like that anyway, so.
Hello.
We'll talk about your day here in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right?
Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you for slapping me. Linda the Game Girl says hello.
Oh. Hello.
And GameZar says wave. I don't know if he's telling you to wave or he's waving at you.
Hello.
No, I know. Thingiverse has Atari cartridge slot dust cover. You can download all the files to print on your 3D printer. I know. And I just so happen to have taken one of those cues and designed my own. I stopped selling them, though, because I started noticing a flaw in my design. So I printed up one of his, and his design had the same flaw. Yeah, I stopped selling them. I have a whole bunch of Alzheimer's ones that print up in silk purple that I'm going to be giving away once I get off my ass and do my end of year recap for everything. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Hello, everyone's saying hello. She whooped my butt at Evil Knievel, Dan says. She whooped a lot of people's butt. And then that 5-year-old Rev's kid, or Reb's little 5-year-old daughter, man, she was rocking it. Play some Slave to the Grind. I don't know Slave to the Grind. I don't even know what. I'm assuming it's a band, Linda, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. I only have this really here as like a fidget toy. Oh, Skid Row! I was thinking Slave to the Grind was a band you were looking for. I don't know how to play that one. In fact, I don't even remember what it sounds like. Never mind. I mean, of course I remember 18 in Life and, you know, Youth Gone Wild and stuff like that. And woke up to the sound of pouring rain. Hold on, let's see if I can. Wow, it's been so long. Monkey Business is a great song. I don't know a lot of their songs, but I do know that song. Because it was, and excuse the expression if there are ladies in the room other than Linda, it was a panty dropper. You would sit down and you'd look at him lovingly and you'd sing to him. Next thing you know, the magic was happening. And then I got embarrassed by how not good I was, or how long I could hang out. And then I would go home feeling weird. But I still hit it. That's a true story, actually. It's a true story. There were a number of songs that me and my friends would play, and we used to actually call them panty droppers. It's horrible, I know, but we were teenage boys. What do you want from me? In the 80s and early 90s. It's a different time. Home Sweet Home. With my go-to panty dropper. Yeah, I could play that on the piano. Skid Row was great back in the day. You know what? I was all about not listening to the hair metal stuff. Me and my friends would beat those guys up. We'd see them with their fucking tassels and shit. My buddy, all right, so there's this guy named Paul Bailoff, and he was the original singer for Exodus. And he used to have these hedge clippers with teeth on them. And they were infamous, where he would walk up to dudes with tassels and he would cut up their fucking jacket. So a buddy of mine did that, but they were more like shears for cutting flowers and fucking trimming roses and shit. He thought he was badass. He thought he was something special. He was just really a prick, honestly. We hung out with him, but he was really a prick. He's the type of guy that would walk up to another dude and be like, "Are you cool?" And the guy'd be like, "I think I'm cool," and he would smack his head off like a pole if there was a pole behind him. And he'd go, "Yeah, you seem pretty cool." And we'd walk away, and the guy would be all like... At the time, I thought it was funny, but looking back now, it's like he was a fucking douchebag. I think he's dead now. Actually, I know he is. I know he's dead. He died like 3 or 4 years ago. Shit happens. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Star. Let's see. Alan has a star there. I would like to get, if possible, to the Atari 2600 of the Game Boy version of Lock and Chase. Oh, that's interesting. Homemade wine is known as liquid panty remover around here. I like both hair and thrash. Dude, you know, I secretly liked a couple of the bands, but for the most part, we were like posers, you fucking posers. And please ignore the expression here. No one fucking get your panties in a bunch. But, you know, how everyone called it glam, we used to say it's gay LA music. Glam, that's what it stood for. I can appreciate a lot of it now. Like Poison and stuff like that, I still can't. But Skid Row had, like, grit to it. Skid Row had grit to it. Motley Crue had balls and grit, and they were like the ultimate bad boy. I mean, their fucking name was Motley Crue, you know? No to Poison. No. But I did go see Poison, and Tesla was opening up for him. I think it was Tesla. I don't remember. I just know I got fucking blackout drunk. And the only reason I went was because it was me, this chick I had a mad crush with, and all of her friends. It was me and about 4 or 5 chicks in a limo. They had wine coolers. I brought a bottle of scotch. The limo driver tried to stop us, but I stopped him from stopping us. And we went down and watched the show, and, you know, I ended up passing out before the party could really begin. I was a troubled kid, man. I really was. I acted out, to my dad's chagrin. Who made who? AC/DC. Heck yeah. I saw them once with Aerosmith. Now, who are you talking about? Poison? You talking about Poison games are? John Hancock said that Atari is making new 2600 games. I also said it too. Okay, so they're not necessarily making new Atari games. What they're doing is they're taking these Atari game ROMs that were legitimately made by Atari employees back in '83 that never got released, and putting them on physical cartridge. Now, they're $50 a cartridge unless you get the special super duper edition that comes with all this crap that you may find interesting. I just don't. For $150. But the ROMs exist out there. My flashbacks have them. You know, my flashback portable has them, and you can find the ROMs all over the place. Atari Age is actually selling one of them too, so I don't know how that's going to pan out. But they have 3 ROMs. I did a video about it the other day. They have 3 games that they're going to be doing. It's Yars Returns, Sabotage. I think it's called Sabotage. Not Sabotage, but you know the one. You know the thing, man. Get your face out of your ears. And then the last one is Aquaventure, which is a fantastic game. Fantastic game. So that's what's happening. They're just putting those in physical form for people who want something for their shelf, which I may or may not get the Yards Returns one. I'm still debating on it. Might be $50, not well spent, but what are you going to do? It's Christmas time. Maybe Santa Claus will bring it. 8-Bit Glitch 79. What is up, brother? How are you? Okay, Games Are said Poison. Yep. Yeah, fuck Poison. I hate them. The only thing I like about Poison was C.C. DeVille's guitars. He had to deal with B.C. Rich, and they made him a lot of wacky shit. He had this one that was a skull and crossbone, but it wasn't like George Lynch's Bones guitar. It almost, maybe it's not as cool as I thought it was. It almost looks like a skull that a certain group of military idiots from World War II would wear. I'm not going to say who they are. You should know who they are. Begins with an N. And they like using another word that begins with N. Like legit hateful pukes. But it looks like that skull and crossbone, but obviously it's not. You know what I mean? It has that same form factor because of the way the guitar has to be built. I like that guitar. But no, I can't stand Poison. I can't stand Warrant, Winger, any of that crap. I can't get down with it. Benny, what's up, brother? I may get the Yaz Returns for Fitty. Ben, I was showing off the Lunch Box. What the fuck did I do with it? Oh, wait a minute. No. I didn't show the Lunch Box. I only showed you guys this and the Terminator thing, huh? All right, you know what? We're going to look at the Lunch Box. What? Oh, it's up here behind me. My Atari Lunch Box. My buddy Benny here hooked me up with it. It's the Lunch Box that Atari put out. Through Aladdin. That was also something I picked up this weekend. He gifted it to me. I didn't realize he was doing that. He's like, "No, it's for you, dummy." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." Interesting, yeah. I missed your video. Sorry. No, that's okay, man. I wasn't saying anything like that. I was just letting you know that, I'm aware of it, and I too spoke upon it, not at great length. You know who made a really good video? I haven't watched John Hancock's. I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth with John. John is a wicked nice guy. He's actually really good friends with a personal friend of mine now, since the guy moved to the Oregon area. And I've had conversations with him through, and he's actually made a video for my channel basically saying, Atari Creep, who's this? Probably some millennial with a, get out of, just picking on me. But ever since that whole strike thing, I don't know. But No Swear Gamer has a really good video about the new Atari stuff. It's called the Atari XP or XE, the website. The link is in my video, at least, I know. So if you want to check it out. How's the Atari Flashback Portable? It is amazing, Dan. I absolutely love it. I have the wood grain one now. I had the very first year one that came out, and I left that in my truck, and the weather fucking destroyed the screen. I guess it just got too hot or too cold. I can't remember which one. But either way, it destroyed the fucking screen, which is unfortunate because I loved it. But I got the wood grain one through GameZar, if he's still in here. His lady had found one, brought it home, and they both were like, we'll just give it to the Creep. Don't you already have one? I don't know. I don't remember exactly the thing, so if I remember correctly, I sent you the money for it, and you said, no, we traded. We did a trade for it. That's correct. I'm saying that like you said it. But we did do a trade. We did a trade. And I'm very fortunate to have that one because I love the wood grain. And for a while there, they were using a different D-pad from the first year, and then went back to it for that. So it was like it never skipped a beat. It just has a different look. So it's great. It's great. All right, Ben says, 8-bit, wish you went. Okay. How's the Atari Flashback? Didn't know about it until the night of. I totally would have. Yeah, 8-bit glitch, man. That would have been so rad to finally meet you in person. But you know what? There'll be plenty more. I have a little birdie that's been telling me things about, and it has nothing to do with Tommy. Honestly, it has nothing to do with Tommy. That there is somebody local that might want to carry the product. And if that does happen, that there will be a launch party, not affiliated with Intellivision at all. This is all private within a business. And if that's the case, I'll make sure everyone fucking knows about it. And y'all can come hang out with me at this place. Pretty cool stuff. But it's so early, don't plan on it. You know what I mean? But the idea was sprung up over the weekend, and talks will have to be happening through sales departments and lawyers, I guess. I don't know what the fuck goes into doing any of that. So, yes, sir. Games R says. And A Big Glitch says that would be great. I mean, it wouldn't be the same as coming to test it out. I mean, but I'm pretty sure there'd be a couple on display. I know I would at least bring my Founders Edition down. No one could touch it, though. I ain't going to let no one touch it. I'm going to put it in a case with a sticker on it that says, ha, 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 you can't touch this. And maybe I'll make a little MC Hammer action figure on a rack that goes, oh, can't touch this. Definitely will get the local Amico parties. Yeah, man. Maybe we should just do a once a year Amico get together locally. You know what I mean? How cool would that be? Can you imagine if this one little console? I'm gonna unplug my guitar. I'm tired of it being on me. I got the pink sparkle. I know it doesn't look pink in the thing, but it is. It's fucking obnoxiously pink. I call her Christine. This is what Liberace and Leslie West would make if they had a love child that was a teenage girl. It's this fucking guitar. If you don't know who Liberace and or Leslie West are, well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. Leslie West was a legend, God rest his soul. And I don't know if Liberace's still alive or not. I don't know. So the At Games is a little bonked on sound. Oh, boinked on sounds, but they're still fun. Okay. Yeah, Chris. I wanted to finally meet 8-Bit Glitch. You know what? And Ben, I said this to you privately. I can't believe you and I didn't get a fucking selfie together, man. I wasn't even doing a lot of coverage at that event. I had done enough at the first one. I'd played the Amico a hell of a lot during the first one. The second one, I basically just hung out with people. I played, I think, Astro Smash on that super heavy level. And that's it. I didn't really play any games. I just observed. I really just wanted to do that. I wanted to see the organic traffic come in. And I wanted to witness their reaction, their legit, in-the-moment reactions, The people who had no idea we were going to be there. And even better still, the ones that may have not even known what the Intellivision Amico was. Because that's the true test. I could sit there all day and tell you I liked it, which I did, but it's kind of my vibe, you know what I mean? So obviously I'm going to like it unless it's a total piece of dog shit, but, Joe Blow off the fucking street that just came in to get a little fucking minifigure for his tabletop thing goes, oh, what's that? And puts his hands on it and is like, oh, I've never heard of Intellivision before. This is pretty neat, Or, this is dumb, it's a baby's toy. Whatever I wanted to see those reactions. Unfortunately, I was too busy gabbing with people. But that's what it was all about. But going back to my original point, how cool would it be if we had like a yearly Amico meetup? In fact, I may do that once the Amico comes out. Maybe I'll host an Amico meetup once a year. I got plenty of halls around here that I know I can procure. Worst case scenario, my girlfriend's church. We just meet in the basement. There's plenty of room down there, and set up a couple TVs, have some consoles going, maybe not just Amico, of course, I'll bring some Atari stuff, the original Intellivision. You guys can bring whatever you want, and just make a thing of it, Plenty of good food, because, New England, we got fucking food. We got food. I think I'm going to start working on that now. I'm going to start working on that. An Amico meetup once a year. You're all fucking invited. Every one of you. You can't stay here, though. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people in it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it because my lady's going to be home soon, and I got to pick her up from the choo-choo station. Plus, I got to pick up my medication. I got to get some soda for her. And a battery for this big bastard. This is my new buddy. I love Terminator, man. Love Terminator. Real quick, though. A vote. T1 or T2? Maybe I'll make a poll in my community. I'll put a poll in my community thing, and I'll leave it open to everybody. I'll leave it open to everybody, not just members. But, yeah, I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let's hope that the time capsule thing pulls through. And, yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot more about the store I want to open up. If anyone has business sense and all that and can help me on my guided deals there. But, yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I really do. And holidays are starting to really kick in. So I hope you're doing your thing. And we can all actually celebrate this year. Last year, it was beautiful enough that the only person I celebrated with was my mom. My mom came over here. It was just my mom and, my family here. And that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I've never hosted for my mom ever. Something like that. And because of COVID and everything, we could have gone to New Hampshire to my sister's where we normally go. So, all right, guys. Enough of that. I hope you're doing well. Until next time, take care. Creep it real.